We are your home for exclusive interviews and behind-the-scenes stories you won't hear anywhere else. This is all about Kentucky tracks, Kentucky drivers, and Kentucky fans. We eat, sleep, and breathe it anyways, so we figured why not make a podcast about it. For 11 years, we've been keeping the bluegrass covered in dirt. Now, we're doing it bigger than ever before. We are Kentucky's Dirt Racing Podcast. Welcome to another edition of Dirt Racing in the Bluegrass Live, presented by Smokehouse Grill and Buffet.
And welcome in, everyone, to episode 26 of the Dirt Racing in the Bluegrass Live podcast. I always notice, man, we can't sit here with dead air and say we're waiting on everybody to get on with us, but it takes a few minutes usually for everybody to jump on. But I'm Josh Chastain. I'm in Richmond. Wes Lanham, our other host, he's over in Campbellsville, Worldwide Wes. He's better known as Worldwide Wes. And we're going to talk a little bit tonight about the evolution of Worldwide Wes, but we got some stuff to get to before that. This is the Bluegrass Restoration and Construction Studio. This segment is sponsored by Dirtman Diecast. You can go to dirtmandiecast.com or check him out at your local racetrack. You can also call tonight, the Racetrack Connection hotline. That number is 859-412-1287. And we're going to do some different stuff, try to get some more people calling in here this evening, Wes. Real quick, if you don't mind, just share this out with all your friends. Let's try to get as many people on here as we possibly can and talk a little dirt racing. We say it in our intro video, Wes, but it's true, man. We love this sport, and really, you know, our vision, I think, when it comes to this podcast from the very beginning, is just a bunch of people, friends, man, just talking dirt racing. It's midweek. We don't have much better to do. There's no racing going on tonight here locally, so we'll just sit around for an hour or so and talk about it.
I agree, man, and that's exactly what it is. We love it, and what better way to do to spend a evening is to be on here and talking about it with your friends. And I just love it. I've told you, in our friends and our viewers, and we just love doing this, and we're passionate about it, and we have fun doing it.
Yeah, I'm with you. Scott Robertson says, "Can I get an upright?" Well, we've got caution.
Baby.
Yeah, we've got caution coming on here. He's an uprighter. He's in that group, and so definitely you can as a. Well, I'm out here in my shop. I have to keep the garage door open in order to be able to get good internet service out here. So if you hear a dirt bike or a motorcycle or something go, it'll pass. Don't worry about it. That's what that was. But no, I mean, like I said, we're gonna have a good show. He's gonna join us here in just a few minutes, and we're gonna talk about the big event coming up at Richmond and all kinds of good stuff going on with him. Another thing I want to mention real quick tonight, Wes, I want to get some callers on the show, but I want as many callers as we possibly can and keep it short and sweet. So we're going to give away a Tommy Lanham Memorial T-shirt, and this ain't going to be like if you wear a medium, you're going to get a 5X. We ain't going to do that to you. We'll give you the shirt size you wear, Tommy Lanham Memorial from this past weekend at Rockcastle Speedway.
Fourth annual,
that's right. So it's current. I want you to call the show. You get 20 seconds to prove your case for why dirt racing is the greatest sport on earth. And if you can throw in that Kentucky dirt racing is the greatest sport on earth, you might get some bonus points, I'm just telling you. But you're going to get 20 seconds. I'm going to cut you off after 20 seconds. Prove your case, and if you have the best case for why dirt racing is the greatest sport on earth, you're going to win that Tommy Lanham Memorial T-shirt. Now, if you call in, I'll answer. There'll be dead air till I bring you on, so you're not going to hear anything, but don't hang up. And then John Holiday says he's got a Dirt Track World sticker we can give away. So there's something else. We'll give you that as well. Anything anybody else wants to throw on there, we'll just give it away too. But we're going to let Caution help us pick the winner. So you've got from now until the time that Caution gets off the show here in a little bit to prove your case for why dirt racing is the greatest sport in the world. You get 20 seconds to win a Tommy Lanham Memorial 4th Annual T-shirt, a Dirt Track World sticker, and we might even give something else away tonight. Who knows? But call the hotline. That's 859-412-1287. I want to hear from you. I want you to tell me why you think it's the greatest sport on earth. Wes, real quick before we move on to the show and get Caution on here with us, I want to talk about this past weekend at a couple of big events that took place from this past weekend. I mean, man, that World of Outlaws show at Ponderosa Speedway. I'm not just saying this myself, but I heard it from several other people. The energy and atmosphere at Ponderosa Speedway was unreal. The presentation of the World of Outlaws series, man, they're killing it. Just overall,
yes.
It was awesome.
And I think a lot of it, and I'm not just saying this because he's from Kentucky, but a lot of that is Steve Francis and what he told us on the show on Monday night before that race on Friday, trying to get back to that old feel of, back in the day when he ran in the 90s and the early 2000s when racing was fun and you ran these big shows and you ran the series. And just getting back to that feel and the drivers and their camaraderie, even on off days, and working on, even at the track, working on each other's cars, helping each other out, just getting back to that good old dirt racing feel. Yeah. And, man, did that not carry into Friday, a packed house. I mean, standing room only, and the whole night was electric. And I mean, fans just kept pouring into that place. Race cars everywhere. It was just an unbelievable night.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I don't know what it is. I think it's the screen. They've got the screen there for everybody to see. You can sort of see the drivers and driver interviews. You can see the lap times and the leaderboard, and they've got all that on there. The music, the driver intros, just all of it, even before the race got started, it's like the place was it was electric. And I think all the stuff that you take the race away, the event was just a great event. From start to finish. Yeah, from start to finish. And then, Wes, you throw in the best part, and that was the race. Yeah. I mean, we couldn't believe it. We were down there in the infield, and you kept watching. Bobby Pierce was fast, man. I mean, it was like once he got around Madden, I knew he was gone. And he was running off and leaving everybody. But you kept watching that 157 continue to climb up the board. And all of a sudden you look up, and the crazy thing about it was he couldn't get around anybody in the heat race or the B main. But he just kept climbing up. 15th, you notice. He's at 15th. He's at 12th. He's in the top 10. He cracks the top 5. And when that caution came out, once he got into the top 5, you're like, there's a good chance Mikey's going to win this race. And he was throwing slide jobs. They were clean as they could be. But he was making passes that no one else on that racetrack could make. And
Terry, you make a great point. Never count out Mikey at Ponderosa. That is exactly right. You just can't. I mean, started 22nd. So not only did he win the race, but he was also your hard charger. Yeah. And looked horrible all night. Bless his heart, he couldn't get out of his own way. Even in hot laps, he struggled in his heat race. Barely made it in the consi. And then them boys went to work on that car. And by feature time, he was rocking and rolling. And I thought it was cool. Did you see that World Outlaws put out of he started, lap 1, he was in 22nd and all the way, through the 50 laps. Just a cool deal. And I got a word in there and got to interview him in victory lane for about 2 seconds, which was just super cool. And then I actually talked to him even again about it on Sunday because he was up there at Rockcastle watching Skyler and his dad, David, race. So we even got to catch up and talk about it. And then I got to talk to Cameron about it as well. That's the baby brother. And so just really cool. And the best line of the night was when Bobby got out of his car, he looked at Bob and he said, "Daddy, where'd he come from?"
Yeah, I can imagine, Daddy, where'd he come from? Yeah, because I mean,
he was flying. I mean, he was gone.
Yeah.
Now, if that caution don't come out with 10 to go, it's like I'd like to see how that script would be played out. Does Mikey still catch him? But he probably does. But it was just crazy, man. He climbed out of that car and he was tore up. Daddy, where'd he come from?
Yeah. And also something else I loved. Mike Marlar's won a lot of big races, man. He's a former World of Outlaw Series champion. I mean, he's won a lot of big races. But his excitement, he was at home at Ponderosa Speedway that night. He was the fan favorite. Came from 22nd to first, and his excitement and victory is like, that's what you want to see, man. Like, out of a guy that's won a big race after big race, and he was tore all to pieces about that show he just put on. That's a real big part of why people love Mike Marlar. He's a fan favorite. Another part of the reason people love Mike Marlar, he came on Dirt Racing in the Bluegrass Live.
Yes.
And, we've had some bigger name people on here. You kind of question whether or not they really cared about being on here. Marlar comes on here, and he loved every minute of it. He took advantage of it. He talked to us. He was awesome on this show.
He even asked us questions.
Yeah, he's asking us questions. Yeah. Yes. At Sunday at Rockcastle Speedway, he's not racing. He's there supporting his brother and his dad. He's just a racer. And there he is at Rockcastle Speedway. That's why people love Mike Marlar. That's why, man, I'm a race fan when it comes down to it. And I know, like, we're kind of sort of media, I guess, if you want to call us that. I don't know what we are. But when he passed Bobby Pierce, I'm down there in the infield, and I'm going crazier than anybody. I mean, I'm like high-fiving his crew. It's like, I guess we're – yeah, I guess we're
come through, we was like, yeah.
I guess we're supposed to like not be biased, but I don't care, man. At heart, I'm just a race fan, and I love to see a good race. And you picked Bobby Pierce, and Marlar beat Bobby Pierce, so that was a little bit of something too there. So, but no, I mean it was awesome. And then, so yeah, I mean you can't beat it. But then Sunday. Let's talk a little bit about Rockcastle. Let's talk a whole lot about Rockcastle as much as we can. I mean, that's a race that's very important to you and your family, obviously. And Wes, it was a big night for you. Rockcastle Speedway put on just a minute ago. I've lost the comment now, but National Anthem plus Worldwide Wes equals awesome. You got to sing the National Anthem at Rockcastle. You got to throw the green flag for the modifieds, standing on the front stretch with some other folks talking about Big Tommy. Just overall, it was a huge night. But I got to tell you, like, you killed the national anthem. And I'm not just saying that. You did, man. You did awesome. And I think Chris Stapleton better look out because Worldwide Wes put on a show at Rockcastle Speedway.
Well, like I had said, I know we kind of, I guess in a sense it was kind of at first, like you said, it was a joke. Wes does everything else, might as well sing the national anthem. And then we kind of got closer to time and talking to Kevin and Dwayne and Shauna and Michelle. And it's like, you really want to do it? And I was like, yeah, it'd be an honor to get to do that and sing the national anthem at any track, but especially for Big Tommy's race, at Rockcastle. Yeah, I'd love to. Well, I was nervous. Golly, because you was with me the whole day, and I was super nervous. But such an honor and a privilege to get to sing that before we got started there and race. And I guess you'd say that just was the icing on the cake to just an awesome day and night of racing and honoring my cousin, Big Tommy Lanham, and great racing program. Dealt with a lot of adversity with the weather and the heat and day racing and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, it was an awesome show, and just proud of how everything went the entire day, and just hats off to those guys at Rock Castle, as I mentioned earlier, and all of their staff. Just love it up there. Just a great night.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we were at a dirt track on a Sunday afternoon, and anytime you have a day race, the track's going to be different. There's different challenges running in the day as opposed to in the evening. Anyone knows that, but what an event that they put on there on Saturday, honoring Tommy Lanham. The American All-Star Series was there. A great competition, well-run show by them. I've said it before. I'll say it again, Wes. I'm a fan when it comes down to it. I am biased, and I'll be honest with you. I'm biased toward anybody that's from the state of Kentucky. I love seeing pro late model racing. I'm telling you, I do for those type of events, because Logan Walls kept the $5,000 in the pro late model feature. Tommy Lanham Memorial kept it home in Kentucky. It was a big win for him. And I was happy to see that to start things out. It was just a great event, and Logan Walls from right here in Junction City, Kentucky, got it done. And man, that made me very happy to be interviewing him there in Victory Lane.
Absolutely, and here's the thing. I mean, not only did he win the feature, Cat sets fast time overall, and he's your very last qualifier in Group B. There's 34 pro late models. He's the last one to go out. And that track just kept getting faster and faster. Through Group A, it got faster. And then when Group B took off, man, they just kept, swapping the lead of the fast qualifier all the way through that. It was broken into two groups of 17 cars. So, that last 17, I mean, it's like every one of them was at the top of the board. And they just kept getting beat. And that was what we were sitting there watching it. And I was like, they just keep getting faster and faster. And then Logan was the last one to go out. And I mean, he set 2 blistering laps. And I was like, holy cow, there's your overall fast qualifier.
Yeah.
And then
it surprised us all.
Yeah. Then he won.
No, because he went out last. And there's quite a few of those guys that went out toward the back. And,
right.
You'd think it'd be the opposite. You'd think the guys going out first would have an advantage.
Yeah, and then he wins the top 6 dash, and then wins the feature over just a stellar field of pro late models. I mean, some of the best in the country right there at Rock Castle Speedway on a Sunday. And congratulations to you, Logan. You just ran he was focused and ran a heck of a race all day.
Yeah, he was. And Craig Christian won the modified feature. I think that was his first time there. He said he'd definitely be coming back. He was from Ohio. Tyler Hayes won Super Stocks. Jake Lutz won Mini Stocks. Hobby Stocks was AJ Smith. Who am I missing? I missed Hornets.
The Hornets was Jerry Gibson Jr.
Yeah, Jerry Gibson. So,
I mean, I'm telling you, it was a great night of racing. If you wasn't there, go back and watch Race Rumble. Jeff Soxy, go back and watch his footage, because he did a heck of a job covering that, and we appreciate him for doing that, and I'm telling you, just a really, really awesome day and night there at Rock Castle. And I can't thank everybody enough, for what that meant to me and my family. And I got to also give a shout out to Ben Petrie and Brian Smith for coming out there during intermission. And I made a Facebook post about it. those two, I've watched them race my whole life, and those two are friends. But when you get down to the nitty gritty, they're more family than they are friends. And I've always loved those guys, looked up to them, and it was just so cool for them to be there. And when I asked them, I said, "Would you guys, say a few words for, for Big Tommy during intermission?" They was both like, "Absolutely." And so I'm just so thankful for both of those. And those two guys they're special to me and my family. And they had good races. They run good in their features. So, but it just meant a lot for them to be there and to race that day.
Yeah, Ben Petrie came. I want to say 11th. I know he started 11th. I think he made it up to 3rd.
11th to 3rd, yeah.
Yeah, so it was a good run by him there to make that happen. So really cool. Just like you said, a great night overall. So glad to be there and glad to see it. Thank you to Rockcastle Speedway for having us. And it was just a whole lot of fun, as it always is. Well, Wes, we've got someone here on the we're going to get to Anthony Wiseman right after this, but we've got somebody on the Racetrack Connection hotline with us. I do believe that we've got Brian Stickrod on with us. Brian, I think I'm right about that. I think I'm hearing an echo of the show. Turn the show down.
Off.
How about that?
There we go. We're better now. All right, buddy. So you've got 20 seconds, and after 20 seconds, it's going to be a sharp cutoff. 20 seconds, and you're done for a Tommy Lanham Memorial, 4th annual Tommy Lanham Memorial T-shirt. Tell us why. Prove your case for why dirt racing is the greatest sport on earth.
Absolutely. The people that you meet at a dirt track are awesome. You can't walk past the campground without somebody offering you food or a drink, and then you get to go watch racing. And I wouldn't have got to meet half the people that are great friends of mine without a dirt track being involved. And I actually got to meet my wife at Eldora. So,
yeah. Well, there you go. That's a good case for why dirt racing is the greatest sport on earth. We'll keep that one in the bank. Brian, you're out of time. I think he was finished anyways, but he's out of time. I told you it's going to be a sharp cutoff,
Right.
Wes. It's we're cutting them off. We're cutting them off at 20 seconds. I want to get some more callers in. Go ahead, fill up this phone line. We're going to give this away right after Caution is finished with us. Speaking of Caution, Anthony Wiseman now joining us on the Racetrack Connection hotline is Caution Wiseman. Caution, we've been wanting to get you on here for a long time. We've heard one call here from Stickrod. He's a good buddy of ours, so we'll keep that one in the bank. We'll get some more in, and at the end of this, before we let you go, we're going to pick somebody to win this T-shirt and a sticker from Dirt Track World as well. But anyways, yeah, man, good to have you on here. We've tried for a while, and tonight it worked out, so.
Yeah, we've tried a few times. I've just been busy and in and out, and you know what I'm saying? So I'm glad to be on here. We'll have to do it again. Have us a little social gathering there one time, but
Yeah.
Glad to be on here, fellas.
Yeah.
We're glad to have you, buddy.
Yeah, one thing we want to do before too long, and I really do want to get this going. I mean this. I want to have an upright night on the podcast. And have several of the upriders on here. I think it'd be a lot of fun and a good conversation.
Upright, and the Turn 2 crew.
Yeah.
Turn 2 and upright. There you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Heard of one of them just now, Stickrod there.
Yeah.
And
That's
I
right.
think depends. Would you have to throw him a small, or would it be like a 2X or a 3X? I'm not.
I'd
sure.
say it'd be a medium. I mean.
He said I need a 5X. We special ordered a 5X for him, and this right here, baby, and I hand delivered it to Florence.
Yeah.
I said, Stickrod, I got your shirt, baby.
Yeah, extra medium. He says. Well, this
This
phone line's
medium.
Yeah. This phone line's empty right now. We want some competition for Brian Stickrod. Somebody else call the Racetrack Connection hotline. It's 859-412-1287. Prove your case for why dirt racing is the greatest sport on earth. and you'll have a chance to win that Tommy Lanham Memorial T-shirt and a sticker. Come on, somebody else give us a call. I ain't gonna shut up until you do. So you might as well just go ahead and do it. I know somebody's thinking about hitting that call button. So let us hear from you. I want to hear from some of our fans here tonight. Well,
Gosh,
I wanted to
hold on one thing too before I forget it. I forgot to mention this earlier when we were talking about the Tommy Lanham Memorial. I've got to give a shout out to my good buddy Monty Hart from Corbin, Kentucky. Monty's Signs and Designs and Graphics. He did the stickers, and the drivers got those stickers for the 4th annual Tommy Lanham Memorial. Thank you, Monty. Those stickers was awesome, and I did get the one that you gave Little T, and so I've got it, and thank you very much. That's special, and I just want to give that shout out. Now you can keep going, Josh.
Signs and Designs and Graphics. Is that it? You think is that exactly? I'd say you got it
Hart,
right.
baby. If you need his information, I've got cell phone. I've got Facebook. I can give you all his contacts.
Well, Monty Hart Signs and Designs and Graphics. I think if you need his contact info, but no, seriously, that was really nice of him to
those stickers was
to do that.
Super cool.
Yeah, but I do want to talk about Butch Shay and the Butch Shay Memorial. Of course, this weekend coming up at Richmond Raceway, part of the Ultimate Heart of America Super Late Model Series. Butch Shay is a dirt racing legend here in the state of Kentucky. So one of the biggest reason why tonight, at least, we've got Josh and Wiseman on here with us. Josh, I know you guys have worked hard. Speaking of Bill and all the Lupinos family, Stacy, their boys, everybody's worked very hard to get Richmond Raceway back to the point of being able to race this weekend. Tell us a little bit about what's going on there at Richmond. I know the goal originally was they were hoping to be back by the Butterball, and they're going to be able to make it back by this event, which is a big deal, and so happy to see that. But tell us about what all has gone on over there.
Well, it's been, June the 25th. That was right after the June bug rolling. I was on the phone with Bill, and he said, I've got to go, man. It's getting bad. And then the next day, I seen all those pictures, and I'm 52 years old, been going to that racetrack all my life. I got sick to my stomach, man, just to see what had happened. And then July the 8th, we had all our volunteers. First time I'd been there because I didn't want to go look at it. I didn't want to see it or nothing. So we go over there July the 8th, and we have like 50 to 60 people to come to help us to get it all gathered back up and everything. We had every driver from every class. We had sponsors, track officials. I mean, and pit stop grub fed us all that day and everything. And we had trees down. We worked all day long, man, that day for 50 and 60 of us. And Bill and Stacy and Adam and Aaron has been working their ass off since June the 25th, every day over there. Every day I'll call and see what's going on, or even I go over there a few times. Me and Ken Short and a few others, we show up over there too. And, I've been working a lot over there too, but they work every day working their ass off. And I hope people come out and show out for July the 22nd for the Butch Shay Memorial race, because it's 7,500 to win. Should be a great race. The last race we had, the track was in great shape. The track is still in good shape. I was there last night before the storm rolled through. Adam was out there grading the track. And as soon as I left, buckets just started pouring. So he made the laps around, got it in good shape and stuff. So we're ready to roll. So, and dedication, Lupino's family's really got some dedication and stuff. But like, Josh, like you say, you've been around that racetrack for years. And I think back in the late 70s, well, it got hit by a tornado. 78, 79, 80, around that time. I was, 8, 9, 10 years old. I don't even know if you was even around.
I was negative a few years at that point. Yeah.
I was too.
But anyway, where the pits are now, that was the grandstand side at that time.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And that was where your flag stand was and everything. They took all that out, and then they moved the grandstands to the other side right after that tornado. So this is actually the second time that place has been hit that hard.
Huh.
Well, I know there's like a section of concrete you can see in the ground there behind the pit grandstands where grandstands used to be. I'm assuming. I think that's what someone told me. It's like, you know, you can still see the concrete there where they were before that tornado come through. But I didn't realize that used to be the front stretch. That's something I never heard before. So
yeah, that's where it was, and actually back in the day, everybody parked in the middle. So I mean, that's kind
really,
yes. Yeah. So,
I imagine it'd be hard to see. So that's probably a good move to move the pits over to that side and get the cars out of the middle.
Open breakers then, buddy. You know what?
Well, I guess that's true too. Yeah. You didn't have to worry about stackers and toter homes back in the 70s.
We're really excited to be able to race. I mean, like I say, we wasn't really sure, and then Bill determined, and they got the bleachers all back together, and I'm working on this, and he's working on. They're constantly working in between the range and everything. I call them, and he call me back and say, "Man, we've done this and this, and it's gonna be hopefully get good weather all weekend. We can get this thing in, man, because we've got a good points race going on too for the ultimate market.
Yeah, you do. I mean, well, I think the weekend forecast, what I've seen to this point at least, the weekend forecast looks good. So I think you'll be in good shape there, at least as far as the weather goes. I mean, and then like you said, and talk to us a little bit about that, because you're involved not only with Richmond Raceway, but you're also the voice of the Ultimate Heart of America Super Late Model Series. Talk to us about that points battle going on there with that series. One of the closest we've seen in a while.
Yes. Actually, Tristan Chamberlain's in the lead right now. He won 2 years ago, back when he was in win, and there's 5,000 last year when James won it. James Rice. It's 10,000 to win this year, so that's a big purse for maybe 6-7 races. That's a pretty good purse for just 6 or 7 races. All around the state of Kentucky, Indiana, Illinois, and Tennessee. We've got a lot of big races. 10,000. I was adding it up the other day, almost $80,000-$90,000 just for the wins and just the ultimates, just the wins. That ain't the payouts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But Tristan's got a 10-point lead over the Rooster, Dustin Linville, right now. And Blake, his first time in a super late model in the 317 car, he's just 11 points behind him. And then fourth is Chad Stapleton, 39 points behind. And then Rodney Melvin is fifth right now. That's our top 5 in points.
Okay, yeah. So all within 50 points there,
Yeah.
1 through 5. A really close points battle there for the Ultimate Heart of America Super Late Model Series, and it'll be fun not only to be at Richmond Raceway this weekend. Just to be able to be back at the racetrack and see all the work that's been done there, and since the damage that Mother Nature brought us, but then also to see that points battle play out. So it'll be fun to see there on Saturday night for sure. So yeah, I mean, really looking forward to that. I still don't have anyone calling here on the Racetrack Connection hotline. It's 859-412-1287. I told you I wasn't going to shut up till someone else called. Stickrod, he's at least got to have some competition before we get caution off the phone. Tell us 20 seconds. Get 20 seconds to tell us why you think dirt racing is the greatest sport on earth. We're going to give you a Tommy Lanham Memorial T-shirt and a Dirt Track World sticker, both 4th annual. These T-shirts are nice. They're brand new. I promise you want one. We need at least 3 more calls before he gets off the line here with us. But yeah, I mean, Ultimate Series coming up there at Richmond on Saturday. Butch Shay. I want to talk a little bit about Butch Shay here for just a second. Of course, the race is the Butch Shay Memorial. Can
you tell me the numbers Butch Shay drove? I can almost tell you some of them.
I can't. I need you to tell me. How the
modified was a number 4 car. That was what he kind of really started out in, was the 4 car, and then I
saw pictures, of that
car. But one of the last super late model cars that he drove, and if I throw the number out, it's going to be easy to realize who it was, whose car it was. The 1X car.
Yeah, that's what I was for Barber. Who was it? Yeah.
He drove that quite often. That was probably one of his latest ones that he was driving, before he quit and whatever. And he's out of Louisville, up in that area. So, he raced Richmond everywhere. Everywhere he raced, he was ready, to win in any class he drove. He drove in mini stock classes. He drove in modifieds, late models.
Oh yeah. I was trying to remember, didn't Victor, when he was driving for Barber, didn't he win the Butch Shay Memorial one year in that car?
Let me see.
Am I wrong about that? I
He
think.
may have. That was 2015. Victor Lee did win the Butch Shay in 2015.
Yeah.
And then 2016 was Michael Chilton, Jason Jameson in 17, then Jared Hawkins in 18, and 19, 20, and 21 was Zach Dome, 3 in a row, and then James took it away last year and won it, James Rice.
Yeah.
So,
Linville finished second.
I would say Victor was in that 1X car. That was probably one of the last years that they ran the Barber car.
Yeah, it seems like I remember that because I remember, for some reason, I just remember a picture. I think Victor won the late model feature in that car, which was cool because it was the same scheme that Butch Shay drove for Barber, and then he also, I think he won the modified feature that night too. But yeah, then talking about last year, I think Linville finished second in that race.
In a crate.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the crate.
39. Yeah.
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 Yeah, so cool. But no, I mean, and I want you to come in. Main reason, caution, I've got some notes here because I do want to talk about Butch Shay and some of his racing career, but you're going to know some things that I don't know. I'll be honest with you, I just know what I have on my notes here. I don't have a lot of memories personally of Butch Shay as far as his racing career. I've read up on some stuff, history, race, finishes, and Havatampa races. I mean, he won a lot of events, running a lot of big events. I've got this information here from that I found from Michael Despain in the Kentucky Motorsports Hall of Fame, but I don't have a lot of personal recollection. So,
and I think he's in the National Hall of Fame too, up in Florence, I believe.
He was a lifetime contributor award.
Okay, I knew
he's not.
What?
Yeah, with the National Dirt Late Model Hall of Fame. Yeah, that's right.
Well, I know him and Robert Earl
Call from Ronald Robertson.
Louisville and stuff, man, and they'd roll in. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I was a kid. I don't know a whole lot. I just remember watching him race and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
always
for sure.
Time he rode into Richmond, Ponderosa, Clay City, it didn't matter where he was at. He was a threat.
Yeah, for sure.
Tracked up that way much for him, and they all traveled down this way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For sure. Well, we've got someone on the Racetrack Connection hotline. We're going to get back to Butch Shay here in just a minute. But, Robertson, I know who you are this time. I'm trying to play producer and host a show and do all kinds of stuff here. So I know who you are. All right, buddy, you get 20 seconds to prove your case for why dirt racing is the greatest sport on earth. Go for it.
Yeah.
Turn the show down, Robertson. You got 20 seconds, buddy. You're wasting time. You're 10 seconds in already.
What I like about racing, my family does it all.
Okay, buddy, we got you. There you go. There's our second contestant on Caution's little. He didn't even know he was going to be a part of this.
Something. I think he's had a few 12-12s in him or something.
Yeah.
I will say this: he picked Marler to win Ponderosa. He took him off the board away from us. We didn't even get to pick him. He said, "I've got the winner." He said, "Mikey Marler's going to win the Woo Show at Ponderosa," and dang if he didn't.
He did, didn't he? He took him off the board. Yeah, he beat all of us. And
he sent me a text. He said, "I beat you boys. I'm one up on you this week."
Yeah, I know it. Yeah, so 859-412-1287. Someone else call in. All right, we need two more. There's one more down. We need two more before Caution gets off the show here. Contestants on this T-shirt giveaway. So call the hotline. We're not going to let Caution get off here till we get two more callers. So someone do him a favor and go ahead and call in. Let's get some more contestants for Stickrod and Robertson here. But Butch Shay, we were talking about Butch Shay there. Caution, Wes, I want to ask you: do you have memory of Butch Shay?
No, I don't. I don't have. When was the last year he raced?
I don't know. It was when Barber started that 1X car. So what? That would probably be the late mid-90s, maybe.
Yeah. See, that was before
Hey.
I even started. So
Yeah.
I don't have. That's one that I don't have any. I don't have any memories or anything. So I didn't get to watch him race or anything like that. So all I've got on him is just like Josh said, just stuff you've read and the history and that kind of stuff. So I hate it because I mean everybody said he was a bad hammer. It didn't matter where he showed up. It didn't matter when he showed up, where he showed up, what he was driving. He always had a shot to win. So
yeah, and I think even I think he quit before the Butterball even started. I believe I might be wrong on that because I don't think he ever won the Butterball. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I quit before the 80s because that was 88 or something when the Butterball started, 87 or 86. So it might have been. So
yeah, I mean, like I said,
running a Butterball, so it couldn't have been. They ran the Barber.
Yeah, but that was Victor Lee.
Yeah, but I was just answering that because we was trying to figure out. So yeah, thanks for that, Josh.
We'll get back to a little bit of the Ultimate Heart of America. We've had 3 races, man. We had Ryan Gustin win 10,000 at Paragon on our first race, and then we had going to Clarksville down there, and here comes like y'all was talking about Marlar, man. Marlar show up anywhere. Don't even know where he's going to show up at. He's Butterball winner. Last time he won the Butterball, here he came through the gate, and there's Mike Marlar, and he wins. But he came at Clarksville, set fast time. I interviewed him. The crowd loved him because, I mean, everybody loves Marlar. Who don't?
Right. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it. I mean, but he ended up winning 10,000 there, and then, Chilton won our last race we had. So, so we've had some good winners in the Ultimate Heart of America. We've averaged almost 30 cars every race that we've had.
Yeah. Right. It's awesome. I mean, it's like you talked about, just with the money involved. 10,000 to win the points fund, 10,000 to win, 1,000 to start races. I mean,
yes.
The following's been good.
Well, the big one's coming up.
I know.
See, and if you win this Butch Shay Saturday, you're locked into that race.
Yeah.
And more than likely, the guy that's going to win this race Saturday he might not need to be locked in, but it makes you feel a lot better.
Sure.
When you know that you're locked into a $20,000 race.
Yeah, take the pressure off as far as not having to worry about being able to get in for sure.
And that's one thing Bill really does. He does that a lot, and even the local classes and stuff. When he goes to big, he likes to get provisionals for that, and that's good. You know what I'm saying? Because that helps a lot of these drivers out because you never know what's going to happen one night.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I agree.
That's going to be our next race for the Ultimate Heart of America, 18th and 19th. Is the Paul Butterball Woolridge Memorial, which is I'm going to just say this straight up. 2 of the biggest races in the state of Kentucky. Number 1's the North-South. Second is the Butterball. I mean, you can't argue that.
Well, we've said it. We've said it on here. It's the longest
in Kentucky, and stay in August in Kentucky and see some great racing all the whole month.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
August is the money month in the state of Kentucky for sure.
Yeah, when it comes to super late model racing, August belongs to Kentucky, and the Butterball is a big part of that. For sure. We've said it before, but the Butterball is the second longest running event behind the North-South 100. I mean, it's a big deal. It's a big deal for everyone around here for sure. I mean, Butterball weekend, man, has always been, I mean, you've got the Hargrove Memorial, all those, but the Butterball, all those big races, like you look for that weekend all year. You just can't wait to see it. So it's going to be fun. Well, we've got someone else on the Racetrack Connection hotline. First of all, tell us who you are.
This is Glenn, a.k.a. Fireball.
Oh, okay. All right, Fireball. All right, the second upright. All right, buddy, you got 20 seconds to prove your case. It's 20 seconds. It's a sharp cutoff. Prove your case for why dirt racing is the greatest sport on earth.
Because unlike NASCAR, you can go to the pits, you can pay the extra money and take your kids into the pits to meet the drivers.
Yeah, is that you got like 15 more seconds, buddy. Keep it rolling. You got a case to prove here.
It's
All right, he's out of time. So he said, all right, he got that in though. So you keep that penciled in over there, Caution. I know you.
Oh yeah, we got one good runner right now. We got a couple way back almost.
All right, keep them coming. We need at least two more or one more, but give us two more before Caution gets off the show with us here. At least one more though, or we're not letting him go. So, but yeah. Anyways, we've had three, so I'm pretty satisfied with that. We need someone else though. Somebody. I mean, we ought to have 10 calls on this thing for a Tommy Lanham Memorial T-shirt and a Dirt Track World sticker. Come on, people. But yes, Butterball coming up, huge event. Right. Really looking forward to that. Right. August in general.
Yes.
Look, just can't wait. If you're a super late model fan in the state of Kentucky, August is your month. So can't wait.
Down in the Ultimate in September, we're really busy, man. September the 1st, we got Circle City 10,000 C.J. Rayburn tribute race that got rained out. The next night, we'll go to Red Hill Speedway in Sumner, Illinois for another 10,000. That's back-to-back. So, I mean, we pick up a lot of cars up that way that follow us and good racing up that way. And then we turn around September the 16th. We're going to be at Thunder Hill, Summertown, Tennessee for another 10,000 win. And then we're going to finish it up October the 13th for 3,000 at Richmond and October the 14th, 5,000 Richmond. That's going to finish her up our Ultimate Super Late Model Series. So,
yeah.
That way we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more races in this points race. I mean, I'm telling you, it's going to be tight. And where I said a while ago, Chad Stapleton was 4th. Only reason he missed that last race at Richmond, he blew the motor up, I think the weekend before, and he couldn't get his motor in. So he
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But anyway. So.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, so big things coming up for the series as well. Let's go back to the Racetrack Connection hotline. We've got another caller on the phone. First of all, tell us who you are.
Jimmy Crabtree.
Oh, Jimmy Crabtree. All right, buddy. It's a sharp cutoff. 20 seconds for a Tommy Lanham Memorial T-shirt. Tell us why dirt racing is the greatest sport on earth.
Because we're all family.
I know you got more than that to say. You got 15 more seconds. Yeah, you're right. We are all family. What else? Come on with it.
We always stick together through the good and the bad, no matter what.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
That is very true.
Yeah. Nothing else more true than that. All right, Jimmy. Thank you for the call. That's short and sweet, but that's a pretty strong argument. Yeah. Jimmy Crabtree. That's short and sweet, but he's got a pretty good point. I got to tell you.
Jimmy.
He's catching up.
All right, so he's getting closer. All right, we've had a couple other people try to call in.
You had to shut him off, that first guy, man.
I know it. I had to cut him off, cut him short. So these last few, yes, absolutely, family over everything. No, it's true. Yeah. No, Glenn says he's not joking about the sharp cutoff. No, I'm not. No, it's a sharp. I'm saying 20 seconds. You're done. That's it. Hey, call us back. We've missed a couple there. We can only get one on the line at a time, but
here we go.
Call from Amanda Daniel.
All right, first of all, tell us who you are. Racetrack Connection Hotline. Prove your case, 20 seconds. Tell us who you are first.
My name's Amanda Daniel. This is coming from the Daniel family in East Kentucky.
All right, the Daniel family. Go ahead. You got 20 seconds. Prove your case for why dirt racing is the greatest sport on earth.
Because it's the only sport where I can take my kids if the American flag is flown, the national anthem is played, and there ain't a single person taking a knee.
There you go. Hey, listen, that's a tough one right there, Caution. Yeah. I feel for you, buddy. I don't know how you're going to choose this. And national anthem, prayer, and nobody's taking a knee. That's a pretty daggone strong argument right there.
Wes, I wasn't on there a while ago. You're doing a good job, buddy. I listened to it.
Thank you, buddy.
You're expected that a lot in a lot of places anymore. So, I mean, so you better be ready.
Well,
yeah, I know.
I'll be ready.
Let me go over a little bit of the Butch Shay Memorial. We're also running modifieds for 1,000 Eagle Financing modifieds, and our 2 on this jerky is going to be $750. And the Hornets 400 Ace Hardware Hornets, we've not been getting a lot of those, but we get some good fast cars. I'm calling Hornets out. Let's bring them in, man. Thunder Mountain's not running Saturday. Rock Castle's not running. Let's pack the Hornets in. Let's pack them all in here at Richmond Raceway. Let's all come and enjoy ourselves and everything and see what, let's have a good time. I just tell you. And we've got a good points race going on right now in our regular divisions too. I'm going to go over that real quick and then whatever. In the crowd, Dustin Linville's our points leader right now. So, and the second is Colin Watson. Third is Jason Barrett. Fourth, Brad Rickles. And Justin Ratliff is fifth in our crate late models. We don't do super late model points because most of those are series races. We don't do those. And then our modifieds, Dennis Robinson's our points leader, with Zach Powers second, Jimmy Robinson third, Aaron Brenham fourth, and his daddy Harold Brenham is fifth. So that's pretty good. And then in the KDRA, Jimmy Robinson in that C24 car, he's really hot right now in that car, and he's our points leader. Matthew King running good. In 11, he about took a win there at the Rock, I believe. It was at Lake Cumberland there Saturday. Yeah. And he's been on everybody's ass every time he's racing at Richmond. So he's due a win, man, a feature win, and I'd like to see him. He was our points champion last year. And Donald Barrett, Jimmy Bailey, and Jeremy Creech out of Richmond, Indiana. That is Blake Creech's daddy. Is fifth in points in our top. So, and then in our front wheel drive, this is pretty cool. So, I mean, Raymond Fusion, he's just fast, man. He's just, and actually, I think Raymond could maybe win our points and maybe win the Thunder Mountain points if it keeps working out for him. I mean, I don't know how close he is in points there, but he seems like every time off he can race with us, and it seems like it's working out for him.
Oh, yeah.
Travis Dickerson is second. Tyler Kelly is third. And then you had Brad Fields. But now his brother Greg Kelly, he stays in that car a little bit longer. I think Tyler's just going to drop on down. Tyler,
he might be.
But I was really impressed with Greg Kelly the other night.
Yeah.
Last time he drove.
Yeah.
He's done a fine job.
Yeah.
Tyler won the championship last year, tickled to death. He said, man, all I want was that, big check thing or whatever.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, it tickled him to death. Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's go back to the Racetrack Connection hotline. We're getting through some calls here tonight, man. I tell you what. All right, first of all, tell us who you are.
Jim Rowland.
All right, Jim Rowland. You got 20 seconds to prove or convince, make your case, whatever you want to call it. Dirt racing is the greatest sport on earth. Go ahead.
Hey, just about anybody can race and be involved in it. That's awesome. The dirt flying, the tire scratching, the fuel burning, the competition, the excitement of turn one all the way to the checkers. The fans, all the excitement, friends and family rooting you on. And everybody be rooting for number 11, front-wheel drive Marty Gilley. I got to get that in there.
Yes, number 11. All right, that's 20 seconds sharp cutoff. Yes, he got it in just in time, Marty Gilley there. So, that's a good case. I tell you what, Caution's keeping up. Well, he's got a lot of notes over there wrote down. He's going to have to make a tough decision here in just a few minutes. So,
tight coming out of the turn.
We might have a caution before it's over. We'll just have to.
We'll have jumping Josh Chastain on the inside and Worldwide Lanham on the outside. You know what I'm saying? The last lap. You know, but I don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel for you though, but well, I'll try to stop with some calls here for just a minute because I do want to finish up talking about this event and then Butch Shay as well. Before we got to pick a winner, so the competition is closed. I'm making an official call there on calling the show on the Tommy Lanham Memorial T-shirt. Thank you everybody for calling in. That was a lot of fun. We'll try to do some more stuff like that in the future, but. Butch Shay started racing in 1963. He had a 51-year racing career. Again, all this comes from Michael Despain and the Kentucky Motorsports Hall of Fame. I'm not this smart, so. But he was from Louisville. We've mentioned that before. He won races in 8 states. I thought that was interesting. Then I got to looking it up. He run quite a few. Like I was seeing some Tampa results and different stuff like that. So. A lot of big races that he run in. Track champion. He was track champion at Florence Speedway in Richmond. So, reading that Richmond and Florence, 2 of his favorite tracks. So, pretty cool to see there. He's a Lifetime Contributor Award winner with the National Dirt Late Model Hall of Fame. and he was inducted into the Kentucky Motorsports Hall of Fame in 2016. So, good career, Kentucky dirt racing legend. He's going to be honored this weekend with the Butch Shay Memorial at Richmond Raceway.
Well, I'm going to say something. I wouldn't even be in this job if Spanky didn't want to go traveling. This was 8 years ago, and I'll tell you who actually got me the job announcing was Randy Jones.
Oh yeah,
Randy Jones, and I'm just going to say a little bit here, well, the first announcing job I done was at 191. It's probably been 9-10 years ago. The Working Man 30. I was running that series with him. I blowed a motor up for 3 weekends in a row, and I said, "Oh, I can't do this no more. It's not working very well." So we used to race races, and this is how I got my nickname Caution too. We used to race Saturday Night Speedway on PlayStation 2. And on Wednesday nights at 6 o'clock, we'd have double elimination races. And Randy, everybody come, Crabtree there, he'd come by. And we'd sit there and do a double elimination. And we might race till 12 o'clock to get everybody through. Right?
Oh, okay.
And we called it Caution Speedway.
Okay. All right. I was going to ask you because I've never heard the story of how you got the nickname.
Races while we were sitting there watching the Saturday Night Speedway. I'd announce their drivers. They'd have their own sponsors. It was pretty cool, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But
you said PlayStation 2, man. So you all were all in the same place doing that. Like, that was before online gaming even, yeah.
Showed up at my place, man. Bring your own beer. Whatever, let's go.
Yeah.
You know? We had to bring rules and no throwing the controllers and throwing fish.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Week, you're not allowed to come back. We built trophies. It was awesome, man. It was.
Oh, that is cool.
Video games, but it was cool.
We should do that same sort of thing with this World of Outlaws game is one of the it's a really good dirt game for a video game, console. We should do stuff like that with it. That'd be a lot of fun.
It would.
Right. But anyways, Spain started traveling with the Schaefer Rules and everything, and Larry was there, and he said, Randy, he said, man, I'm going to have to have me an announcer. And my buddy David Winburn, he's fast, which I've got Winburn Collectibles, which will be at Richmond Raceway, fully stocked this weekend, so stop and see us. Randy said, Anthony Wiseman could do it, so Larry asked me, and off we go. I've been doing it for about 8 years, and I love it. And, I never had no broadcasting, never had, anything, but I know race cars, and I know, know this and that. And, actually my dad's been passed a long time. He's always seen me spend money, on race cars. He spent money on race cars because that was my sponsor. I'm finally making money and then enjoying myself.
Yeah.
That's
cool, man. It really is. I'm happy for you. I think that's an awesome thing. We enjoy it. We enjoy being around you. You've always been a lot of fun. Been a positive guy, for the sport, and like I said, I've always just enjoyed being around you. Wes and I, we talk about you all the time, but it's always good stuff too. So we appreciate what you do.
Yeah, I'm glad Wes told me my brother's nickname. I'm not going to put that on air, but I'll get it tomorrow. I don't know if he's watching or not, but and I appreciate what y'all do, and and then I know there's a lot of things goes on here, there, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
I'm not fond with a lot of people around here on different things, the way they do things and stuff, but I am a fan, and I am, I do what I do, and I try to stay my neutral zone. Because that's what I do. I've announced at 11 different racetracks since I started. I've announced, I'm now awesome. 191, Rockcastle, Willard, Mud Lick. Heck, I went to Willard last year. We showed up in the vendor trailer, and Hicks just come up there and said, "Man, our announcer didn't show up. Could you?" I said, "Well, now I'm pretty much about 8 or 10 natties in." I announced couple of times, Mountain Motor Speedway, Circle City, Shady Hill, Clarksville, Paragon. You know what I'm saying? And I've really been thankful to be going to a lot of these places. You know what I'm saying? I was going to tell Wes there, I announced the first Tommy Lanham Memorial race, and it was a super late model race that Tyler Carpenter won. Am I right on that?
Let's see.
Yep. I think that's who won.
Chilton won the.
Did Chilton win the first one?
Chilton won the Super. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
it was
the only one that was a Super race. Chilton won.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I know we ended up with a flat tire. I didn't know. I couldn't remember, but that was the very first one. I was there for that. When they. So.
Yeah. Well, I think it's really cool seeing you enjoy doing that and getting to, like I said, just have a good time with the sport. I think when it comes down to it, like we need to be able to find something we can do that we enjoy, that we can have fun with. We're having a whole lot of fun doing this. And I think when it comes down to it, it's got to be fun, man, with anything we're doing involved in this sport. Or at the end of the day, is it really worth it? And
yeah, and I want to give a big shout out for Bill Lapino's, man, and Stacy and all them. Everybody's gave them a hard time since they've been here, and I've been right there with them. They're some of my best friends, I just tell you. And they've given me the opportunity to go out on the road with the Ultimate and this and that. And and that's why, and I love that. And we've got a good Ultimate team right now. We got, through Tech and buddy Chris and us and all of us. We all travel, Bill, Stacy, Adam, Aaron, me, and Chris, and that's it. That's about it most of the time. We travel down the road with that crew, and we, and I love it. It's just very awesome. And you're back in the scenes. A lot of people don't realize until you're on the back scene of all this stuff. I was a racer. I just showed up,
Yeah.
I just showed up. I didn't know you had to cut the yard. I didn't know you had to, get the track ready. I didn't know you had to get the food ready. I didn't know you had to do this all week long and then promote and then hopefully don't rain, this and that. I mean, that's a very hard thing. Everybody says, oh, I love to own a racetrack. Hell no.
Yeah. There's a lot to it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I mean that's why. And I'll say, like, I appreciate all of our promoters, and I know there's a lot of sometimes there's I don't know dissatisfaction from one end or the other, but it's a tough job for all these people, every single one of them. And I've said this before, I'll say it again. I think across the board, every single racetrack is a big part of this. Dirt racing in Kentucky is one of the best places it's ever been before, and it's credit to all these people putting in their blood, sweat, and tears. Race car drivers the same way. I'll say that on the same side as that. Caution, you've been a race car driver before. You know yourself, man. These race car drivers, there's a lot of work involved in having a race car too. Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of sweat and cussing and throwing wrenches and things tearing up and blowing 3 motors in a row.
Yes. Well, it's like I say now, I come home, I'm clean.
Yeah.
Load my car, don't have to unload my car, don't have to check all bolts on my car.
Yeah.
Just go to bed.
I think if everybody if everybody could see from every perspective in this sport what everybody on those sides, race promoters, these race car drivers, team owners, all these people, what they put into it, it would give everybody a whole lot better perspective of really what's going on and what's involved just to run a racetrack or spend, a feature lasts 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 10 if you're lucky.
Well, I'm just telling you, 15 laps is a lot of laps in a race car.
It is, yeah. I agree with you.
15 laps, I wish, I'll be glad this thing's over.
Yeah.
But I had no power steering sometimes,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so there's a lot to it.
I'm going to say something else. This is pretty funny because, I announced at Richmond Raceway now, and I've been doing it, I guess, 8 years, I don't know. But I got thrown out at Richmond Raceway. Was banned from Richmond Raceway for a couple of years when I was racing. So I had to travel up to Thunder Ridge. I had to travel to Fleming County. I couldn't even race at my local track because I got kicked out. But now I'm an announcer there, so I think that's pretty grand.
That is pretty grand. I'll have to agree with you on that one. Tell us real quick. We got to do 2 things. I want you to just give us a quick synopsis of everything about Saturday, the Butch Shay Memorial, Richmond Raceway. Tell us about that. Give us all the information you can about that, and then we're going to pick the winner for our Tommy Lanham Memorial T-shirt.
Like I say, Ultimate Heart of America Super Late Models will be $500 to win, $500 to start, and I'm pretty sure there will be a crate bonus in that. So I don't think he's put it out there yet, but I'm pretty sure they will be. And our Eagle Finance and Modifiers is going to be $1,000 to win. Two on this jerky, 750, and Ace Hornets 400 to win. And it don't matter how many cars we got. Bill pays that, and that's what he pays. I think we're one of the best paying tracks in the state of Kentucky. But I don't want. I'm going to see the place packed, man. I want people to show up and let's pack this place out. Saturday night. And I know Windburn Collectibles will be there. Tristan Kramer, Tricky Mom will be there, and probably Billy Moore will be there. Graphic Impressions will be there, and with their trailer. I'm not sure who else will be there. Wes asked me that earlier. We we're not for sure, but I'm hoping we have a good 30 car count or more. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Hopefully 10, 20, or 20 of each class, and let's roll this thing. They worked their ass off. Bill and Stacy, Adam and Aaron, and all of us have, and we really need this.
Yep, absolutely, for sure. So everybody, the Butch Shay Memorial this weekend at Richmond Raceway, their first race back since the damage they took on for the storm. So really looking forward to that, and wishing them the absolute best this weekend in that event. I hope it's the best race in the history of Richmond Raceway, and that's a long history. So, we, like I said, we appreciate you coming on here. All right, Caution, the pressure's on you. It's all on you. So if anybody's mad, any of our contestants get angry, just message Caution Wiseman.
Third or just first place?
Just first place. Just first place. You just pick one, and we'll go with it.
I'm gonna have to go with my buddy Stick Rod, man. I mean, he was right the first one, right out the bat, and we had to shut him up.
Yeah, we did.
I think we ought to send him a small T-shirt. And they're done good. And Jim, I mean, they was close by there. Now Jimmy and Fireball and Scott, they've lost the wheel before they even come.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the lady from Eastern Kentucky. Now she was pretty good too. Now I don't know if I think there might be some favoritism. No, I'm just kidding. No, if you're upset, just call message Caution. We had nothing to do with it. Yeah, but no, thank you for doing that. Stick Rod message. Just let us know what size to send you. Not a small. I know that ain't accurate, but we'll make sure and get you a size that you can wear. And but yeah, Caution. Thank you, man, for coming on here with us. We've been trying to get this together for a long time, and looking forward to Saturday night. Like I said, I hope it's the best race in the history of the track coming up on Saturday night.
Yeah, and I'd like to, like I say, I'd like to get a bunch of us together, just a bunch of people that, what I'm saying. Like you say, you was going to do one time, and a bunch of us get on there and we talk about anything. We do a lot of racing and everything, and enjoy ourselves, have some beers.
Yeah.
And then
sounds like
time you're rich, we're going to have maybe 2 laps and 3 beers. How about that?
Yeah, hey man, that sounds a whole lot better. Yes.
I mean, his pressure's on him now.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. That sounds good. Upright Night on dirt racing in the Bluegrass Live, and we'll do 1 lap, 3 beers with Caution at Richmond Raceway next time. So that sounds good, man. Thank you for joining us. Have a good evening.
You too. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Caution.
See you, buddy. All right, Anthony Wiseman here on Dirt Racing in the Bluegrass Live. So, the funny thing, he is at Mama's house, so he said he had to be good tonight, and he did a good job. I think he was good overall.
Yeah, he did. We've been wanting to have him on several different occasions throughout the years, so great to have Caution on there. There's something about him. If he's not announcing at a race or teching, he's a huge fan. We see him all over the country at racetracks across the state and then across the United States as well. So we just appreciate him for all he does for our sport as well.
Yeah, just a big fan and a lot of fun to be around always. So just always one of those guys you always look forward to seeing at the racetrack. So, yeah, that's for sure. Well, we're going to take a commercial break. I know we're late. We're going to come back. We're going to run through some things real quick, including you'll find out where you can hear us on the mic and in the booth and on the mic for the very first time. I guess, Wes, this weekend our announcing career gets started at a dirt track here in Kentucky. I'm going to keep that under wraps until we come back from the commercial break, so stick around with us. And we're going to do Live's Top 5, and then we're going to wrap this thing up just as quick as we can, because I know we're working on about an hour and 15 minutes right now. So bear with us just for this commercial break. We'll be right back with you.
Racetrack Connection is a social media app designed specifically for racing. On the app, you can find a track, find a driver, review and print track schedules, and use the chat feature to communicate with other fans and drivers at any event. There's even a map feature where you can locate racetracks all across the U.S., plus many other features, all for free. Download the Racetrack Connection app today. Donnie Kaufman used to say, "It's good enough to make your tongue slap your brains out, honey." That's what we think about the home cooking at Smokehouse Grill and Buffet in Berea. Choose from the delicious options on their home-style buffet and salad bar, or order from the full menu. Not to mention their desserts and some of the best breakfast you'll ever eat. We promise you'll never be disappointed with this racing family-owned business. Visit their friendly staff and grab a bite to eat. Located just off exit 77 in Berea.
Hi there, I'm Alan Feldhouse Jr., head basketball coach at Madison Central High School. Here at MCHS, we have built a winning team. I'd like to tell you about another local winning team, family-owned and operated Bluegrass Restoration and Construction. They specialize in roofing, general construction, and home maintenance services. Just like on the court, you need a team that will work together to get the job done, and that's exactly what BRC does. Give them a call at 859-353-1133. Road Tribe.
And welcome back to the Bluegrass Restoration and Construction Studio. This segment is sponsored by the Detail Shop. All right, Wes. So, like I said, we're going to get through this stuff just as quick as we can. A good conversation there with Caution, but I got to get to the big news, Wes. This has been a couple of weeks, and I know people always sometimes want to ask questions too, or make something that it's not. But anyways, and I want to talk about that a little bit more here in just a second. But anyways, yeah, this coming weekend, Lake Cumberland Speedway, Wes Lanham and myself, we're making our debut in the announcer's booth on the microphone, Lake Cumberland Speedway, their American All-Star Series event. That's something that I've always wanted to do, always had a lot of respect for these guys that do it. Looking forward to it. It's a great opportunity for us that Brendan Hargrove has given us to be able to do this. It's just going to be so much fun, and I'm ready for it, man. I'm excited about that. I just think it's going to be a lot of fun.
I am too, man, and it's something that I've always thought about, but probably never thought would ever happen. And then look at us, man. It's going to happen, and just tickled to death for the opportunity.
Yeah, me too. I mean, like I said, I think just being able to, sort of be up there for all that time and do what we do on here live at the racetrack, a lot of it, and just to have that opportunity, like I said, for him to be able to be there at the racetrack. I think there's a lot of people in the state of Kentucky that aren't even aware of our podcast. I mean, we have a lot of people on here. Our viewership is higher than any other podcast type thing other than, obviously, Dirt on Dirt and XR. But, I mean, I'm not just saying this because it's us, but our viewership is really high as it is. But there's a lot of people at the racetrack every weekend that haven't even heard of what we're doing. So it's a really good opportunity, too, to be able to get the word out about who we are in our podcast, and for people to get to know us a little bit at the racetrack. So really cool of him to let us do that.
Yeah, it really is. And the more the merrier. The more people that can, find out about our podcast and can get on here and interact with us and our fans and our viewers, and just to be able, like you said, when we started the show, get together as friends and talk about dirt racing across the state of Kentucky, they ain't nothing better. So, the more people we can reach out to and get that going, the better.
Yeah.
And this is going to be a great way to do that.
Absolutely. And another thing, because I've had people ask me, and part of this is like, I almost feel like it's kind of sad that I feel like I need to defend myself or defend us in any way. But Wes, I can tell you, and this is true. Originally, a couple of weeks ago, we'd heard the original plan was for the goal for Richmond was to be back by the Butterball,
right?
And so that was their goal. Now they're able to make it back earlier. I think that's awesome. I really do. I want to see them do well. I want to see success for Richmond Raceway. I want to see the best for them. I think that's great. It was also around that time that we heard that Brian was going to be needing off for the night, and they gave us this opportunity to come over there and do this. I think there's a small section of this fan base that has this idea that there's an agenda or that somebody's against somebody or one track's. I don't believe at all whatsoever, Wes. I can tell you, I'm certain about this. There are no tracks that have bad blood for any other. There's just not. I've heard people say that this track or that track's out against or trying to get that. No, they ain't. That is absolutely 100% bull crap, and it's not true.
We're going to squash that right now. That's it. We don't need those thoughts, and we don't need that negativity. And we are all, dirt racing and dirt tracks across the state, and we need to be positive and be for every one of them, and we don't need the negativity because all that does is hurt us all.
Wes, you know just as good. I'm telling you right now, there's no doubt in my mind. And I'm telling you, this is 100% the truth. We want the best. We love every single one of our racetracks. We want to see them succeed. We want to see them make all the money they can possibly make because they deserve it. Every single one of them. And all these racetracks, man, they're doing the absolute best they possibly can. Scheduling is tough.
Oh, it's so very tough, especially when you've got events that get rained out, and you make these schedules a year in advance, and it's just so tough, and especially when 99% of it is going on a Saturday night, so that makes it that much harder. But I've got to commend them. As hard as it is, our tracks have really worked good together this year, and I know there has been nights where events have fallen on top of each other, and that's going to happen, unfortunately, but that's just part of it. And
it's impossible for it to not happen, man, when you look at the amount of weeks that are in the year, and everybody's got a race.
Right.
These people all have to make it work for their tracks. But this theory and this belief and these posts and things that I've seen, like I've personally seen this myself, that this track or that track's got it out for another track, is just absolute garbage. It's not true. And I think it's, like you said, it's one of those things that needs to be squashed. We need to stop hearing that because it's just not the truth.
Right.
And I love our racetracks, our racetrack promoters.
And I tell people across the state about our tracks. I tell people across the country about our tracks. And I said, Kentucky dirt racing right now is where it's at. Y'all come and watch us. Look at our promoters. Look at our track owners. Look at our tracks, our series, our drivers, our fans. Kentucky's where it's at. And I tell everybody about that. And I love all of our tracks that we support.
Yep, I agree with you completely. All right, well, real quick, let's go to the Racetrack Connection phone line. We'll have to be quick about that because we're near our cut line. If we were on the radio, we'd be getting shut off real soon. But let's go to the Racetrack Connection hotline real quick. Who we talking to?
Well, it's your old buddy Greg Miller. How y'all both doing tonight?
The cameraman.
Oh, cameraman, Greg Miller.
The cameraman. And I hope y'all don't do 2 laps, 3 beers. I don't know if my poor feet can handle it at the end of the night. Man, it was a great weekend of racing. Love Lucas Oil, but World of Outlaws, their presentation is second to none. I mean, it's amazing. And then Sunday night was a really great night. Once again, thank you for everything, Wes. I would have called in earlier and told y'all the best reasons of dirt racing, but I didn't want to steal nobody else's thunder since a good friend doesn't give me a T-shirt. And Wes, thank you for representing my hat there tonight. I
Yes.
really do appreciate that. And but now the reason it is the best is the 4 F's: friends, family, fun, and fast ass cars. But
Yeah.
and
I like it.
And y'all did hit the nail on the head, because racing in Kentucky is just damn good, and it's a great spot right now. And I'll just flat tell you, if you're a driver, no matter what the class, super late, crate, street stock, hobby stock, front wheel drive, whatever, if you can win in Kentucky at these tracks, you can go anywhere in the damn country and win, because there's some freaking great drivers around here. If you can beat these people, yeah, you can win anywhere.
From top to bottom, I agree with you. Every class, from mini stocks, Hornets, all the way through to supers. I'm telling you, it's and that's I know I'm biased to our tracks and our drivers, but it's the truth. It really is, and I know, when these regional guys come in from Ohio, Indiana, Tennessee, West Virginia, they love to run our tracks in Kentucky, and they brag on our tracks.
Yep. Yes, they certainly do. Greg, I would be wearing your hat tonight, but unfortunately I didn't get one like Wes did. Yet every time somebody gives me something,
Wes got my last one.
Yeah. Well.
But I'm going to get more, and I promise you'll get one, Josh.
Yeah, you let him.
When I get more.
You let somebody
just like his, or I can get an orange or camo as well.
Well, I'll take it. Any one you want to give me, buddy, it'll be just fine. But you let somebody try to give me something that he ain't getting, you'll hear the awfulest belly aching you've ever heard in your life. Have a good evening, buddy. We appreciate you calling in.
Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you,
Greg. See you, buddy.
All right. Let's go ahead here. We appreciate our cameraman. We really do. Let's go ahead. He absolutely does a great job. I agree with you. Let's go ahead and get to Live's Top 5 here real quick. So Live's Top 5 open wheel modifieds. This one's going to stay the same. Blake Brown picking up the big win there, Area 51 down at 411 Motor Speedway. Of course, that doesn't even count toward the points, but Ben Petrie second there. It picked up his 6th feature win at Thunder Mountain Speedway. Brian Nance, Brian Barber, Co Falloway. There's your top 5. Hornets. I'll let you read it real quick, Wes, too. But that one stays the same as well.
Yeah, this one stays the same. Eric Parton is first, Marty Gilly second, Clint Cox third, Chris Meyer fourth, and Raymond Fuson fifth.
And your hobby stocks, just one change here. Some of these others are going to change up quite a bit. But Craig Stocks, A.J. Smith, David Marler, Randy Hecker, that all stays the same. Joining Live's Top 5 for the first time this year, Randy Smith, he won the feature at Thunder Mountain Speedway this past Saturday night. So he joins the Live's Top 5 there. A little bit something different here, Wes. We split up our super late models and pro late models, just trying to get more drivers, being able to talk about more drivers and give that opportunity for us here, because it's getting kind of tough on the show. And we did this to give us an opportunity to talk about our race car drivers. So split up the supers. I'll let you go over that one. So a new list here tonight.
New list here tonight, and this is something I've been pushing, and Josh and I talked about it earlier today. So we wanted to do a super late model Live's Top 5 as well. Josh Rice is the top of the list. Second, Michael Chilton. Third, Derek Fisher. Fourth, Avery Taylor. And fifth, Larry Martin Jr. So there's your super late model, new super late model list.
Yeah, and a brand new pro late models. Like I said, we split them up. So pro late models top 5, Dustin Linville there in first. He's got a special event win this year at Thunder Mountain Speedway and other feature event wins as well, putting him first on our Pro Late Models list. Logan Walls goes to second in the Pro Late Models. He's got a couple feature event wins, and then also picking up that big Tommy Lanham Memorial win this past Sunday evening at Rockcastle Speedway. Justin Ratliff with an American All-Stars feature win earlier in the year at Lake Cumberland. Fourth is Jeff Watson. He's absolutely been on a roll here as of late. Won a big race there against, some great competition at Ponderosa Speedway on Friday night. He's got several wins. Yeah, absolutely stacked. And then Ace Claiborne there in fifth. And then your super stocks.
Tyler Hayes jumps to the top of the board, passing Blake Brown. So we got a little switcheroo there in our top five. But Blake is going to get that car back on the track, get those motor issues taken care of. So we're looking forward to seeing Blake back out. He's in second, Jimmy Robinson in third, Dennis Roberson in fourth, and Andrew Harmon in fifth on your super stocks.
And your big deal there in that one, man. Blake's been out of that super stock he's been down a motor. I'm not sure if they've got that fixed, but Tyler Hayes got around him with that win at Rockcastle on Saturday night, and he also won.
Yeah, he won at Thunder
Mountain
as well. Yeah, two big wins on the weekend for Tyler.
Yeah, so a big weekend for him. And then something else we wanted to do here tonight is just an honorable mention. Wes, some drivers here that are not quite on the top five. We'll try to change this up every weekend just to talk about some drivers that catch our attention. But starting with Chase McWhorter there, Wes, and you're the one that brought him up first when we were talking on the phone earlier today.
Yeah, he's got back-to-back wins. Two different shows there at Lake Cumberland Speedway. I think he won on the Monday night, July 3rd, for that was the night that the Summer Nationals came to town. He won that night and then turned right around and won the following Saturday for July the 8th there at Lake Cumberland for their fan appreciation night. So he's hot right now and creeping up to get in that top five. If he keeps running as good as he is, then he's going to be there. Could be even next show.
Yeah. Two wins in 1 week there for him, really, there at Lake Cumberland Speedway. And then Harley Ellison picking up and he's had so much bad luck this year. It's been crazy. More bad luck at Thunder Mountain after he picked up the win there at Ponderosa on Friday night.
Right.
But it was really good to see him get that win, get that monkey off his back, so to speak, there at Ponderosa. We did say. Really, I think the interview prior to the race was really the good luck charm. Really, what made that happen for him.
Yeah, because he had a little pressure put on him because the girlfriend had to step in and say that they were a dynamic duo, and I said, you've already done your part for the night. I said, you sung the national anthem and knocked it out of the park. I said, now if Harley can get the win in the feature, then we can call y'all the dynamic duo, and that's what he did. And that was a great race. I mean, they was coming to the checkered side by side, and Harley got him by nose. So great race there in that super stock feature at Ponderosa on Friday night.
Yeah, and by the way, Caitlin is one of the best I've ever heard live singing the national anthem. I mean,
she
all
sure
around.
Is. She does an excellent job, and the reason I did so good on Sunday was I asked her on Friday night, and she gave me those pointers. So
yeah,
that's why I done so good.
helped you out there. Yeah, I'm with you. And then the next one on our list, Chris Smith. Wes, I was looking at results earlier today and kind of paying attention when we've been at the racetrack and on Soxy's videos, seeing results and stuff. But Chris Smith has 5 straight top 5 finishes, including 2 second-place finishes there at Rockcastle Speedway. He's in a new car this year. He hasn't been racing very long, but he's made a lot of improvements, and he's showing it this year. I mean, 5 straight top 5 finishes is a hard thing to do throw in 2 second-place finishes. He's knocking on the door. I think it's just a matter of time. Heat race wins. I think it's just a matter of time. He was right there when Crabtree won that race a few weeks ago. He was right there in the mix. That was a really good modified race, but just a matter of time before he picks up his first feature win, I think.
Yeah, that was a heck of a race. Like I said, we wasn't there, but I got to watch it on Race Rumble on Soxy's video, and literally you could have thrown a blanket over to the top 3, and they put on a show that night at Rockcastle.
Yeah, I agree. And then Jake Lutz, we don't have a mini stock lives top 5, so I wanted to throw him on here tonight too. He's got a couple feature wins this year at Rockcastle Speedway, but he won this past Sunday afternoon at Rockcastle Speedway in the mini stocks. And then Colin Watson, our good buddy. Yes. Threw him on here for a few reasons. I'm telling you, and he is just such a great guy. I mean, he truly is. But man, he has been so close over this past couple of months. In fact, I tell you what, he's been so close since Creed came on the scene. And if you remember, we had a challenge at Richmond Raceway of whether it would be Creed or Colin finishing up front. And I'm telling you, Colin's had this thing figured out ever since that happened, and he's been right there, top 3, top 5 ever since, running really good.
Yeah, there's been a couple races. He started the feature on the front row and just made, had bad luck or made a couple changes to the car, went a different route, probably should have stayed with the same setup. I've got to brag on my buddy Colin because this year he has just improved tremendously. And I think a big key for him is just the seat time. And so, the more that he's in the car, the more that he gets to race and travel and race this tough competition. And I'm telling you, the crate pro late model competition across the state and the region right now is second to none. I mean, you can average 25 to 30 of the best in the country to show up for a super, for a special event, but just on a regular night, just a regular show, 1,200 to win or 1,500 to win, and you can get that type of caliber cars. That's going to make you better too. But he's so close to getting that win. Just keep digging, buddy. I know you had bad luck on Sunday and got caught up in a wreck, and I hated to see it. But you just keep working hard, and I'm proud of you. And that win's going to come, man. I know it's going to, and just got to brag on you because just how much you've improved this year and gotten better at every race. Just so good to see.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And hated to see, I have to say, man, I hated so bad to see that car get tore up. Just wrong place, wrong time, and just a bad tore up race car there. Hated to see that because he was doing so good, just really running good, and now there's going to be a lot of work and to be done on that race car. I think I saw that Jeff's going to let him use a car in the meantime while they get that one figured out. But just hated to see that on Sunday at Rockcastle.
Probably bent front and rear clip both. Just destroyed a good race car and just a bad deal, just a racing deal. Just got caught up in the wreck and just hated to see that. But like I said, just keep digging and saw that Jeff's going to come through for you. So hats off to him too.
Yeah, I agree. So let's go ahead and get to our weekend outlook here. So Mud Lick Valley Raceway coming up this Saturday night. Late models 1,500 to win, UMP Modifieds 800, Sport Mods 500, KDRA Superstocks 4, and Hornets 400 to win at Mud Lick Valley Raceway. So I know a lot of our listeners are over in that area. Be sure to check them out coming up this Saturday night. It's going to be another fun show over there at Mud Lick Valley Raceway. And then on Saturday night as well, coming up this coming weekend. We already mentioned it, Wes. This is the one time, maybe the only time this year, you get to hear Josh Chastain and Worldwide Wes Lanham in the booth and on the microphone there at Lake Cumberland Speedway. We can't wait, man. I'm so excited about this. It's going to be so much fun being there and announcing that race. But pro late models for the American All-Star Series, back-to-back weekends. Had so much fun this weekend. A great series there. $3,000 to win for the All-Star Summer Showcase. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and also on tap, modifieds racing for $1,000 to win, super stock $750, mini stocks $500, and hobby stocks $500. So, going to be a great night of racing. $40 pit entry, general admissions $25. Kids 10 and under free. Bring the kids out. Get them acclimated to this great sport that we all love.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, that's exactly right. Bring the kids, bring the family. It's going to be a fun night there. Like I said, you never know what you might hear as far entertainment-wise. It might be worth the price of admission here in Worldwide Wes on the microphone. So really looking forward to that. Again, thank you to Brandon Hargrove for giving us that opportunity. Really cool of him to do that. And then we've talked about it a whole lot already on the show, but the 9th annual Butch Shay Memorial coming up this weekend at Richmond Raceway, $7,500 to win. Ultimate Heart of America Super Late Model Series, $500 to start there. The winner earns a provisional in the Butterball Memorial coming up in August. Grandstands, general admission $25, kids 10 and under free. Pit gates, adults are $40 and kids 6 to 12, $20. Also UMP modifieds, $1,000 to win. KDRA Superstock, $750 to win, and the Hornets, $400 to win there at Richmond Raceway on Sunday, or not Sunday, Saturday night. So a lot of good racing going on in the area. Be somewhere. I always say that. Support your local racetrack. Plenty of options. I think they'll all be packed. It's going to be a great Saturday of racing here in the Bluegrass State. Real quick, I want to thank our sponsors before we get off here. Smokehouse Grill and Buffet, Racetrack Connection, Bluegrass Restoration and Construction. They're also our live event presenting sponsor. The Detail Shop, Extreme Style Signs and Graphics, Fast Track Racing Series, Ultimate Heart of America Super Late Model Series, Dirtman Diecast, CT Promotions, Mud Lick Valley Raceway, Richmond Raceway, Rockcastle Speedway, Thunder Mountain Speedway, Lake Cumberland Speedway, Ponderosa Speedway, Valvoline Ironman Late Model Series, and the Bruce Built Performance Ironman Modified Series. Also our Victory Lane live event interview sponsor, Barton's Insulated Buildings. Want to thank them for coming on board with us as well. It means a lot to us to have that support. Thank you to everyone for watching on here tonight with us and hanging with us till the very end. We appreciate you all. If it wasn't for people on here watching, Wes, it'd just be me and you on here talking to ourselves, which we'd probably do anyways.
Right. But we do need to pick some winners for this weekend. We need to pick the winners for the Butch Shay Memorial, and we need to pick the winners at Lake Cumberland for the American All-Star 3,000 to win.
All right, you got 5 seconds, sharp cutoff. 5 seconds. You go ahead. You go first. Pick the winner for Richmond, the Butch Shay Memorial.
I'm going with the Rooster, Dustin Linville, to win the Butch Shay Memorial 9th annual. D8. The Rooster gets the job done. Cut off.
All right. Since you took Linville, I'm going to go with the points leader. He maintains his points lead, Tristan Chamberlain, there at Richmond this Saturday for the Butch Shay Memorial. All right, let's do one more. We'll do Lake Cumberland Speedway, American All-Star Series, 3,000 to win coming up there. Let's see. I'm going to go with Zach Seiss. I always like to see, I like to see people keep it in the Bluegrass State, but I picked him last time. He won a race there last year as well, American All-Star Series. I just can't not pick him. I picked him last time at Lake Cumberland, and he come through for me, so I'm going to pick him one more time.
That's a good pick.
All right, 3 seconds. I'm cutting your time.
I'm picking Logan Walls.
All right,
out of Junction City. He's going to keep the hot streak alive, and he's going to win at Lake Cumberland Speedway. You heard it here.
All right, there you go. That's a good pick, Logan Walls. I think that's a good one. He could go 2 for 2 with American All-Star Series this coming Saturday night at Lake Cumberland Speedway. Again, thank you all for watching us. It's been another fun show. We'll see you back on here, but more importantly, coming up Saturday night, we'll see you at the races.
Thank you, guys. Y'all have a great night.